Hello there folks, and Happy New Year. I hope you ate some great food, enjoyed some family and friends time and some really yummy recipes over the holiday period. I sure did. I had a great time, and it's the 1st of January of 2025 as I film this. I wanted to use this great opportunity to share with you some of my best tips on how to line yourself up for the year. If you are planning to save some money on groceries in 2025, even though things are getting expensive, you will love this video. So without further ado, let me share with you the 5 principles that I'm going to be using this year that you'll hopefully find inspiring as well. My Christmas decorations are still up, by the way. I usually keep mine up for at least 1 to 2 weeks into January because it's cozy and nice, and even though it's warm in Australia. Anywho, I don't really do New Year's resolutions. What I do every year instead is I set a theme. A theme is a high principle level. So in my case, for 2025, my theme is health. Previous years, I've focused mainly on financial and a few other different things over the years. But for me, a theme is a really helpful thing because it's like a principle that you can filter everything through. Is the decision I'm about to make, the purchase I'm about to make, is that going to help or work against my theme in this year for me? Is it going to help or work against my health? Now, there are many different parts of health. It's obviously the nutrition, the food that we put in our body, but it's also mental health, mental load. Meal planning, for example, helps me reduce my mental load. And I know for a lot of you watching, that's one of the many reasons that meal planning can help you a lot. It's also financial health, because when you don't have to stress about money, you feel healthier and happier as well. So health is my main top theme for this year. And I'd love to know in the comments if you have picked a theme or a high level goal yet. If you haven't, now is a really great time to pause this video or reflect on it after you finish watching this. And now that we have our theme, it's time to look at the second area, which is a game changer for saving money on groceries and food in 2025, which is to meal plan. I talk about this all the time, and I have a completely free downloadable resource for you down there in the description box so you can download, which has all of my detailed meal planning tools that I use all the time. Meal planning, in my experience, will save you a lot more money than simply shopping food on sales ever will. Naturally, shopping on sale, if there's something that you know you're going to use, like a certain protein or certain canned goods and things like that, and you stock up when they're on sale, awesome. Meal planning as a principle will help save you money, I guarantee, over the month and the year to come. So meal planning simply is to decide ahead of time what you're going to buy, adding that to a shopping list and sticking to that. It also means that you're not going to have to run out and get sandwiches at lunch or duck to the cafeteria at work and at school and spending money you weren't planning on spending on food, which means you can save them for more fun things as well. And for me, given that my goal for the year, or my theme for the year, is health, it's going to help me make healthier choices as well. So meal planning, I can't stress enough, it is an absolute game changer, and it takes so much, helps you save time, and it takes mental load, whether you are the main person in the family that cooks or you share the cooking like my husband and I do. Tip number 3 is to reduce your waste. And for me, this has been an ongoing thing. I don't like throwing money in the garbage by throwing away food that I purchased and then didn't end up using. And most of us have grand plans and intentions to use up what we have. But there are a couple of things that can help you reduce your waste even further. 1, do that meal plan and base it on things that you already have on hand that you need to use up. It's a really simple principle that I know a lot of you already do, but it's a reminder that we can use as well as we go through our freezer and look through the back of the freezer or the fridge where things tend to hide, or in the bottom of the fruit or vegetable bowl you might be using and having out in your kitchen. So reducing your waste is a really, really great way to manage your grocery budget. And for those of you out there who go, oh shoot, I've got this thing and I don't have time to use it up, freeze it. Whether it's cooked meals and you're not a huge fan of leftovers, chuck it in your freezer and put that extra soup, that extra lasagna, that extra pasta, whatever it is, freeze it in a little portion, and you can have it and defrost it for a lunch or a dinner down the track. You can also freeze a heck of a lot of things. You can freeze cheese, you can freeze butter, you can freeze... The other week I had pumpkin in my fridge that was about to go bad, so I peeled it, cut it up in little pieces and froze it in a Ziploc bag to use later on. So if you're not sure, please make sure that you either use it up and find a way of incorporating in your meal plan, or freeze it and save it for later. All right, moving along to number 4. This one is the one a lot of people struggle with, and it is to set a realistic grocery budget. I've done a separate video on how to set up a budget from scratch if that's not something you've done before or something you're looking at getting better at this year. So I'll link that video down there below in the description box for you, as well as up here somewhere. But when it comes to grocery budget, we've all seen prices go up, and whether you're feeding 1, 2, or a whole family of people, it's really, really important that you set a realistic budget. How do you do that? Well, the easiest way is to look at your spending for the last 3 months or so. Just get your card statement out and have a look through how much you've actually spent on grocery related items in that period, and use that as your guiding principle. Whether you are on a super tight budget or a more generous budget doesn't really matter, but it has to be realistic for you and your family and the type of shopping that you do. So how I manage, or how we manage our budget, is that I have tracked our spending for quite a long time in the grocery category, and I set aside $1,000 a month for 2 people and 1 cat, which includes everything grocery, household or drink related, including pet food, kitty litter, protein powders, toilet paper, anything to do with something that we consume or that we need in the household. I have a separate budget line item for eating out, which is a lot lower, and we only typically eat out once a week max. Often it's probably more like once every second week. Because I meal plan and meal prep, it means that we have to eat out a lot less and we can manage our budget more tightly. If you have a higher or lower grocery budget than that, whatever works for you and your family. But what I would say is help yourself by setting a realistic budget so that you can then track your spending and then use that money for other good things. And the final step to really save on your groceries, which is step number 5, is to track and stick to that budget that you set, which is why having a realistic budget in the first place is so helpful. I know that on an average month, it is not difficult for me to stick to the $1,000 budget for all household grocery, drinks, and pet items. But if I find something really good on clearance and I go over budget 1 week or 1 month, I will adjust our eating out category so that we spend a little bit less eating out because we have purchased a little bit more. So that's a great way that you can manage your budget. And why have a budget in the first place? Well, for most of us, it ties back into that higher theme or the bigger goal of the year. Maybe you're looking to start your own business. Maybe you're looking to get out of debt, pay off your house, whatever that looks like for you. Remember that sticking to your grocery budget can be really, really helpful to help you reach your financial goals. And for me, because health is my goal this year, I know that by sticking to my meal planning and grocery shopping once a week, it will take care of that mental load that we all have. So that will be, my mental load will be lower because this will all be taken care of as part of my habit. And I will also feed myself consciously with more healthy food, snacks, dinners and lunches during the year. If you're finding budgeting a little bit daunting, you can download that free template via the video down in that description box there below. But the best, simplest way, if you're not used to tracking your spending, is to sit down once a week, whatever day that suits you, morning, evening, daytime, whatever, and take out your phone or your card statement and write down all the things that you spent that week that were food related, whether it was a granola bar at the cafeteria or it was a big grocery haul that you went and did. And when you start to tally up all your food related items, you'll pretty quickly start to see that you're more likely than not spending more than you think on food related things and snacks. So there you go, those are my 5 top tips. Please make sure to leave any tips that you have down in that comment section below and let me know which of these 5 resonated the most with you. You don't have to do them all in the order that I recommend, but they can be really, really helpful if they work together. And mostly to tie it back to your main goal for the year, so you remember why you're sticking to your budget, why you are doing meal planning and all that sort of stuff. So I hope you've had an awesome start to the year. Let me know in the comments how you celebrated, and I look forward to see you next week in the next video.